your popcorn at the ready. And your Simon, you're about to watch us in HD on a very big screen.
Me encanta
enjoy the Well concert movie, which we filmed in San Siro Stadium in Milan. Before we start,
Mejor el de
we're going to
Colombia.
answer some questions for you. Hold on.
Yes, we are.
Let's get inquisitive.
Ay, ese pelo. Yo quiero ese cabello. Yo quiero tocar el
How's
cabello.
the tour been? Let's start with you, Lily. How have you enjoyed the tour so far?
I think the tour's been brilliant. Doing the stadium tour is, you know, so hard to comprehend, and being there on stage is just the best.
It is mad how you've done so quickly. You've gone to stadiums. 3 years ago, you were doing theatres. A couple of years ago,
We did nightclub first.
So what you did? Tell me your first ever gig together. When we did in Scotland, it was at campus. We did those couple gigs.
Campus in Glasgow.
There's about 800 people in there. Quite a lot. 800 people. Yeah, mate. And it was like for us. Obviously, we'd not done like a gig together before or anything. It was so amazing. The vibe in there was huge. There was a couple of places where we did Leeds, then we did Leeds. Oh,
Ay, Daniela.
But those were the days, and those were fun, like funny days. We had a lot of fun when we used to go touring around the clubs and stuff. And
our first gig, all five of us, for the whole set, we just had mic stands. Do you remember? We just sung on mic stands for like 6, 7 songs we did.
Yeah.
The covers we've done in the X Factor, wasn't it? Yeah.
The lead show was weird because it like wasn't even on a stage. It was just on like there was like platform. It was like tables.
For the DJ,
Para DJ Malik.
People started throwing stuff at us as well.
Yeah. We took all too young to be, except for you maybe, Lewis.
We literally just got brought in and did the gig and got taken back out.
So it was a nightclub night and you were performing your covers.
Yeah.
We did like Tiger night.
Was it like a car lot, wasn't it, in Leeds?
Yeah, Leeds.
It might have been Oceania.
It wasn't Oceana.
It was Tiger.
They're two good Oceanas. It wasn't Oceana.
Out of interest, do you feel that you enjoyed the theatres and the arenas more than the stadiums?
There's something really nice about being able to see like the whites in people's eyes, and you can literally have conversations with people across the room. And that's amazing. And then now,
Y ahora.
I think you still kind of have like, you can't help but have little areas of the crowd that keep going back to it. It just happens naturally. It's not. Yeah, there's like little spots where you kind of will always see people and you like recognise people.
We could have happily stopped at arenas and been like, this is amazing. Like, to play arenas and do a worldwide tour would have been absolutely incredible. You know, seeing some of the greats that have played stadiums. Like, I remember when we got the sheet through at the stage, there was AC/DC stage, like, people like that play stadiums, so for us to be playing in stadiums just the biggest thing in the world. It's nothing we could have properly like sat down and thought, oh, one day we might play stadiums. You know what I mean? You'd never have said that, it just happened.
We've blagged it again. It's so...
Do you feel a bit like that? Like
You almost don't... I mean, you look at the names that have played, you know, some of the stadiums, for like Wembley, for example, and you almost don't feel like we're worthy of it. We just feel like we're just, you know, little scumbags, man.
The thing with the stadiums is if you're in a band or you're like doing music, I don't think stadiums aren't music venues, so I don't think that's what you think about. I think if you're trying to aspire to something, you aspire to like the O2 Arena and MEN or, you know, stuff like that.
Can you take it all in though? Because it's like, because you're stood there, I sometimes look at you and obviously when we were filming this DVD and when we were filming this Milan show, you know, the camera goes behind you and you see you guys on the edge of the stage and you're talking to sort of 3 tiers worth of people. It's 80,000 people you're talking to. Do you have moments where you're just like, I don't quite know how I got here, I guess?
It's very hard to comprehend. I think it's one of those things that is just so overwhelming. You can't really process it.
The thing for me is as well, like how do we know how to do this? Like most people like would struggle to do like a best man speech at a wedding or something like that. You know what I mean? Like doing a speech is like a big deal, and then we're just there like we've got like 3 speeches in a show to make in the middle of the show to 80,000 people.
I think we're very lucky with our fans. They take the pressure off us a little bit. You know, they're very forgiving. You know, if you fall over, you kind of feel like they've got you do have that kind of security while you fall.
Because I do feel like speaking and singing are 2 like completely separate things.
Why do you feel more? Tell me about you, because
I feel like they're completely different skills. Like when I go out, I can sing, do whatever, not be phased by it. Like when I'm on stage singing, then the minute I have to speak, like my brain just kind of just fails on me.
Y sus aretes.
Do you feel like even now,
Yeah,
Harry no se puso
not
el
all the
arete.
time, but just like if you,
Sí, era
like you were
listo.
saying, like when you look around and stuff and you're trying to take it all in and then you're like, so many people, yeah. Kind of just like a bit of
Esas
pressure.
Do you
pestañas.
think it's easier for you, and all of you really, but do you think it's easier to just try and not overthink it? Is it sort of easier? Because I guess if you stop and you think, oh my goodness, 80,000 people are here and they're here for us, I guess it sort of plays with your head a little bit, right?
Yeah, that's what you find.
That's why I personally find it easier to bring the other boys in when we're talking. Like, I'll go over and talk to Niall because I'm talking to Niall then. Yeah, there is 80,000 people there, but at least I can have a conversation with Niall.
I just get too excited. I've kind of become the hype man, where we just all the shouting, trying to get the crowd. So I
Ese
just
que
try
lloró
and
en Juena,
like,
ese
manage
que...
the crowd and get them buzzing. Do any of you get nervous before a show?
Anyone that tries to tell you that they're not nervous it's a lie. Because you do get like butterflies a little bit. I find myself
Así como uno lo espera que empezara. Mírale la
more
barba,
excited about going
divino.
on stage because I find that when you do your own show, you know what kind of crowd we're going out to. Everyone knows like the One Direction crowd is crazy and set yourself up for that instead of what's the point of being nervous? Because as Louis said, the fans will have your back no matter what you do out there.
Some of the passion that they show is like beyond anything. I remember in Brazil we met this group of 12 people. Not even to get tickets, because they had tickets from a year before, just to get to the front and be near you. Do you sort of...
Nos saludaron.
Do you think about that often, or is it just are you just very grateful for it, or do you just try? I mean, the dedication to you is amazing.
The dedication is amazing. It's just impossible to understand or comprehend because to put you in that position yourself, you'd have to be a very arrogant person to understand it, I think, and it's just impossible. I mean, just the other day, when I was down in Australia, 2 people had flown from Sao Paulo to Doncaster. What a great holiday. I mean, it was the best time.
You've travelled all over the world now. You've seen everything. What's the most impressive place?
Colombia.
It was amazing.
Sudamérica.
We went to Peru and
Ah.
the most amazing. Which are your places, Harry, that you sort of most keen on that you've seen?
Colombia.
One of my favourite shows was it's still when we played in Verona.
Yeah, mate.
We played in like the old Colosseum.
Nice.
And I have this amazing picture of like the stadium, the arena, and then it's like full of the crowd, and then there's all like the little old ruins at the top of the Colosseum.
Yeah, and the crowd outside that as well was amazing. It was like, any places for you three that you sort of keen on?
I always really enjoy going to Australia. People are cool down there. It's a beautiful country. The lads can go surfing and that. We play golf down there. It's great. And obviously, from the first time we ever went down to Australia, the second we set foot in the country, the fans have just been ridiculous down there.
I think if it wasn't so far away,
Yeah.
everyone would live in Australia.
I've got I guess it's not that far away if you live in Australia, but if you're in Australia, you can't go. No, it's true. What's the negative side of touring? Because obviously we get to see, they're all about to watch you on stage being brilliant and rocking out to San Siro, but there must be bits that you sort of, I guess being away from home is quite tricky. Yeah, being away from home is a huge one. Like, obviously you miss your family and friends and stuff, but actually I quite like being busy and being on the road now quite a lot. I like football. I am, I can't stop these days. But you must feel like you're like living out of a suitcase sometimes.
Yeah.
I hate that one.
I keep my stuff on the bus, so I never bring a rucksack.
You like staying on the bus, don't you?
I live on the bus.
Yeah, I bring like a backpack.
Yeah,
Just got underwear and socks in it. My clothes, give it to me.
You literally just go rucksack. So how long will you be on the road for with just that rucksack?
If it's up to like 2 weeks, I'll just bring a backpack.
Yeah, because you can also use your stage clothes, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
a few of them.
you can fight the game.
So just how many times do you use the same underwear?
I wouldn't be comfortable.
Because you lose the underwear.
Like any other bloke, like, you know what I mean? I'm out of underwear, you know what I mean? I've worn them today. I'll wear them.
Lo más triste es que se ve la cicatriz de él.
It depends how. Look, this is honesty. This is all this is.
We're having an open, honest conversation about your underwear.
Alright, yeah. Maybe Zane's looking out for me there, you know what I mean? I probably never get married.
I'm fresh pair of good.
Ay, no.
Two pairs today.
Yeah. Sometimes too clear.
So, but just pick up on that. Even if you go to host,
You've always like living on the bus, don't you?
Yeah.
Why is that? Because everyone else, I mean, I can't imagine. It's quite small bunks, but you just quite like hanging out there.
Yeah, I suppose, you know, me and Zane spend a lot of time on the bus, and it's just, so as cheesy as this sounds, it's almost like a little escape, that little back lounge that we sit in, because, you know, like, there's mine and Zane's security, Alberto and Preston.
Change no matter where it is in the world, though.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You get a different garden.
It's not like a different hotel room, like a lonely place, which hotel room often can be. It's just an easier way for me to deal with it all.
What? Because you would get quite lonely if you were sat in a hotel on your own.
Definitely. I can't really do on my own time. You know, I have to have someone's attention.
Because it can be quite frustrating being stuck in a hotel a lot, and we've had a few times this tour where
Ay, mira.
I remember in Peru there was like 10 morning went into Louis' room and said, right, what are we doing today? And he goes, we should go shopping or something, man. Let's see if we get like a mall somewhere and go shopping. And then we looked out the window, and the police, after we found out there was like 10,000 people on the street outside our hotel. So the bus parks in the stadium.
So the bus parks in the stadium, and you know we always stay up late, otherwise you don't really have any time.
Yeah.
So you know we get up and take a walk inside, like we looked at the San Siro at like 3 in the morning, and it's incredible. It really is incredible to see.
You get off stage, you're just full of energy. You don't want to be sitting in a hotel room by yourself after that. Do you know what I mean? You've just got that amazing gig.
What does it feel like when you come off stage?
Just buzzed up, full of energy. Want to just. I normally just have a sleep.
And it's quite relaxing when you finish a show as well. That you feel like, because you've done the show, it's like a big energy release and whatever, you get it all out on stage and you kind of relax, but you are like a relaxed awake sort of thing, I always find. We don't really have, I don't think any of us have like a proper body clock, like we all go to bed at like different times and whatever else.
You need like an hour, 2 hours to kind of, even if it's not doing anything, like even if it's just lying around but not sleeping.
Yeah, just do what you want.
Yeah, you have like a ringing in your ears for a while and stuff.
And what's all this in the middle of the show? You're the only band I've ever seen that goes for a week. In the middle of a show, that goes for a week. It's always in my feet, mate. I'm left there, and I've already said all I can say, and then he goes off the stage. I'm looking round.
I think we all think the same thing, because I always think, oh, I'll just nip off for a week. I actually normally tell Liam, oh, I'm just going for a week. And then I come to the toilet and everyone's already there.
We all know the booth in the show where there is a gap long enough to go to the toilet. So, like, I came out the toilet the other day, and literally there was 3 lads standing outside in the queue outside the toilet. What can you do? Like,
well, you can go before the show.
Of course.
No, not true. No, because you drink so much water during stage. It's very dry.
I had one kidney for a long time, boy, so I'm well trained.
You never had one kidney, it's a myth.
When you were in Charles, somebody said you had 1 kidney.
It was confirmed that one of my kidneys was scarred, right? But then when I went to the doctors in High Street when I was 18, somehow I'd healed it.
The kidney just healed.
We were talking
Okay, 1 out of the 5 of you that actually doesn't necessarily have 2 functioning kidneys can hold it in for a full show, and you 4 can't.
Fucking hate this.
We can move on from the weird. It must be quite satisfying for you, though, that on this tour, you're performing songs that you've actually had such a big part writing. Does that make it, I mean, let's start with you, H, does that make it sort of, I guess, a bit more satisfying that it's actually your material that you're singing?
There's definitely like a time when you kind of, if it's a song that you've written and you hear like people singing it back, because there's a feeling of people singing your songs back to you, and then there's a feeling of people singing lyrics where you remember being somewhere writing them and you remember recording them and just kind of remember how it all came together. And it kind of flashes through your mind the whole process.
You can almost go through a show and almost forget stupidly. I think for me there's been a few times where really strong and everyone's held that up. And you know, you'd just be singing the songs and going through the motions, then it actually takes something as blatant as that to go, oh, hang on a minute, you know, that's you know, I wrote on that song the references I've said. And it's just, it's an amazing feeling. It's exactly what you would want as an artist, you know, it's very important for us, I think.
Yeah, I think when I was a kid, my dad would put like Snow Patrol's like singing at some festival or something on, or like Coldplay as well. So, when you see them, you know, you see them on TV and you see everyone singing, you know, the words to Yellow back or whatever. You know, I was sat there thinking, like, I wonder what that feels like. Do you know what I mean? Like to have someone singing something that you wrote back to you, and there's that many people singing, like, and it is. Like you say, you kind of forget sometimes a bit stupidly, and then you're like, oh, I wrote this song, whatever. It's buzzing.
Makes it much more satisfying, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just so much more personal. Your performance becomes so much more personal because you've had that kind of involvement with it. And yeah, I think those songs that you have written definitely are more fun to express. Yeah.
There's been so many amazing moments for you boys, from sort of movie premieres to the Olympics to all these things. What would you say, one by one, what's been, I guess, your proudest thing that you've achieved so far? Proudest, either moment or thing. Let's start with you, Zaina.
There is a lot of different things, you know, that I would consider as being massive achievements, but I think for me personally, like I really enjoyed the VMAs when we did that. Just thought it was like,
because you've done 2 VMAs, haven't you?
we won 3, didn't we? That,
Yeah, but we've been
yeah, we've been twice. Yeah, the first time we won 3. That, it was.
It was the first time for award show, I think.
Yeah, it just felt crazy, the whole experience of just being there, like seeing all the stars that were sat right next to us and had been on, you know, been in the industry for so many more years than us, and we, like Louis said, just felt like new kids, just sat there like, yeah, like we had no.
You want to just basically get your autograph book out, but actually you're winning 3 movements. It's really funny then, the year after we went, remember the last one in Brooklyn? Where we were literally sitting around, and everyone was around us, from Lil Wayne to, you know, Rihanna was sitting in the seat in front of us.
Big Wayne, next size Wayne.
Justin Timberlake.
All of those guys were all there sitting beside us, and we were literally sitting there with like soft drinks and a foot-long hot dogs. Louis turned to me during Justin Timberlake's performance. I'm sitting there with a hot dog in my mouth. He goes, "We are literally the worst celebrities that I've ever worked." Everyone's sitting around there like with their sunglasses on, all looking all shady.
Everyone likes to take their sip champagne and look very, very nice and beautiful. And then just popping hot dogs.
The Brits are amazing. I have in my house. I've got all the awards that we won on each side of my TV.
Entonces él se queda con los premios.
You just see you know, the ones that we won, and the Brits it's just an amazing night every time we go, and we always have a good time.
Los mocos en los pantalones. Se estaba rascando la nariz y después estaba cogiendo los
pantalones. The Brits are. It's always been great. That was actually the first award we won. A Brit Award. It was the first award that we won, and having gone back there the last couple of years, it's been amazing. So I'd say the Brits are the biggest thing that we do. Harry?
I always find stuff that that like my parents like freak out about, like makes me feel the most proud.
But when they get mad, what do you mean?
Yeah, so like,
y ahora que hizo mi suegra.
Like there's loads of stuff like VMAs and stuff that like my grandma doesn't like understand at all. But like the Queen, she like freaked out.
Our families always seem to turn up because like they don't go to the same thing all together all the time. So when they turn up in numbers at a certain thing, you know it's big.
They turn up.
So like the first time since the X Factor, the first time you could tell something big was happening when they all arrived up was Madison Square Garden. And you know, it's the most famous venue in the world. And then like, for instance, like when our families like come to Dublin, for instance, like
they love Dublin.
Everyone likes going to the Dublin shows for some reason, or like some of our parents are in Milan. So you know all these like big moments when the family turn up, you know it's going to be a big night. And I think that goes back to what Harry's saying, like the best things that you do are the ones that your family, you know, want to get to and are proud of.
Listen, I'm going to finish on 4 questions from some of the fans that they've sent in to you. We want some quick one-word answers. So, Kizzy Wiz says, what's the one thing you must have with you on tour? Liam, one thing.
Phone.
Harry?
Wi-Fi.
Phone.
Phone, it's boring that, isn't it? Phone.
Yeah, fine.
Boring.
Fine, 4 phones and Wi-Fi. Taylor says, what surprises you most during concerts? I guess that means what of the surprises that they've done has been the most spectacular?
The one that I did the other day in the show in San Siro. We back to the managed to say I love One Direction in it as well. There was a few other things going on.
Amber Coffee, A-M-B-R-E Coffee, says, what do you like to do before a concert? One thing that you have to do before a concert?
For some reason I always brush my teeth before a show, I don't know why. I put on aftershave even though no one can smell you.
Zaina, Sylvia 1D wants to say, what's your favourite song to perform of all the things on the tour?
Alive.
Because your favorita.
It's the best song on this tour. I just think it's pretty
Your favorita, por favor.
What's the most embarrassing that's ever happened to you on stage?
I fell over in Ireland after the show and like Europe tour. Not a good look to start, mate, but
Decent
I was
form.
debating, do I just lie down and pretend that I've knocked myself out? Knocked myself out. I have to get up and carry on, mate.
I was about 3 seconds away from catching you, but it was too late.
Boys, I very much enjoyed this.
Hablando de Colombia.
Thanks very much. Everyone's now about to watch the gig that you did at San Siro.
And it's been great. This has been
My
He's going to be. Watch this place.
Thanks. But we're about to see now the San Siro.
Mejores de
It's probably one of
Colombia.
your best shows.
Ay, sí, cómo no.
Yeah.
Uno de los mejores, el
The whole
mejor fue el de
scale of it
Colombia.
being one of the homes of football, as football fans, is quite a big deal, and to be even in the place, to be even in the building was just ridiculous. So you're in for a treat.
Enjoy.
Enjoy it.
Ay.
Saludos, amigo.